me and my buddy had like a whole discussion about.
I used to get them. I used to think they were good.
Yeah, Wawa is the best B cheesesteak, like B grade, like.
Are you talking about chains or
no? Like if you want a cruddy cheesesteak, like they're bad cheesesteaks. But if you want if you're just in the mood for a cheesesteak, not a good one, just a cheesesteak in general.
Are you talking about like anything that isn't made by a store?
What do you mean anything made by a store?
Like not a restaurant cheesesteak?
Yeah, the restaurant cheesesteaks are like A tier, like they're top tier cheesesteaks.
So you're talking about like you're comparing Wawa against like frozen cheesesteaks. Sure, you make it home.
Yeah,
okay,
like
sure.
Frozen cheesesteaks.
I would rather buy one at Wawa than get one at like the freezer aisle and make it at home.
Or like Sheets, or like you know what I mean. Like
I haven't had a Sheets one, so I can't actually say that.
I imagine it's not good, but to all of our Sheets.
In the last year, I've actually became a Sheets man and not a Wawa man.
I'll get off this podcast. Welcome to the Power Cycle Podcast, the food episode. We're going to talk about Wawa the entire time. I am Jack Barron.
And I'm Mike Knowles.
And just kidding, we're not talking about Wawa the whole time.
Hope we're not
but we're talking about something even better than Wawa and just as frequent. And you can see them everywhere. Call of Duty.
Oh, yes.
Call of Duty.
Here we go.
Yes, just because you love Wawa, you can love Call of Duty too. I didn't mean to say because. But
now, are we talking about Call of Duty TOO2 or TWO2?
TWO2?
Because World War II.
Oh my gosh. Yes, World War II, Call of Duty, COD. Like the poster was COD WW2.
Yep.
Again, not the best.
Release April 23rd, or 26th. We're finding out details.
Yeah.
So we're finding them out.
There's a live stream like this coming. Like what would it be? A Friday?
It's gonna be Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Yes.
So like.
What are you doing Wednesday?
Well, actually, I don't know when Wednesday. I had nothing going on. I have 3 days.
I'll probably do a live react to it.
Yeah, we can do that. But I'm thinking, this is World War II. We've been here before. This is not new.
Have you?
Yes, I was in it. I was just drafted back in the day.
You were on what front were you on?
All of them. I was.
You were all the fronts?
Yeah, that's how Call of Duty.
So you beat Japan and then rushed right over to Germany?
Well, no, Japan. Japan surrendered second.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know. That shows what I know.
Yeah, so Germany first.
In my defense, also, we didn't actually beat Germany. Russia did, so I wouldn't even know.
That's true. There are some teams we got an assist. But so we're going back. World War II.
Listen, if Call of Duty 3 taught me if Modern Warfare 3 taught me anything, it's that you don't need to get the kills yourself to get the points for your kill streaks.
Dude, I remember that. The support package, whatever. That was it. So speaking of, Sledgehammer is making this.
Yes.
Sledgehammer, who made Modern Warfare 3, or not made it, they made the multiplayer, I believe, and Infinity Ward did the single player.
I think they did all the polish and publishing. They mostly did the multiplayer though.
I know that there was like a team effort on that one, but Sledgehammer by themselves did Advanced Warfare. Did you like Advanced Warfare?
Advanced Warfare. Which one was that?
That's the one where they had.
Oh, that was the one before Black Ops 3, right?
Yeah.
I didn't really play it, mostly because I was not interested in the gameplay. Like I watched the gameplay, I'm like, this does not look like it's for me. I am not gonna buy it.
There's one. It was the one with Kevin Spacey.
I didn't do it.
I played it. My friend gave it to me for free, and it was okay. Like, I mean, I think it was cool. It looked nice. It was very good graphics. It was cool. Like it brought it didn't have jump. It had the jump pack.
This is gonna be their third game. They've only done Modern Warfare 2 and Advanced Warfare.
Okay.
They haven't made any other Call of Duties.
They were good. I thought it was good.
Yeah, I liked Modern Warfare 3. I think it was a more balanced Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah, Sledgehammer just isn't Treyarch. Yeah, it doesn't have those like those.
But Treyarch isn't even Treyarch anymore.
Yeah, that's true. But so we're going to World War II. We've been here.
I'm a fan. I love World at War. World at War was so good. I played it on the fucking Wii and I love that game.
Oh my god, get out. That's
well, because I didn't have an Xbox and stuff like that. Okay. Like I have younger siblings. So my parents were like, we're going to get the console. They can have games for everyone. So we're getting like Nintendo. But then like I didn't even buy it. My cousin got a PS3 and then gave me his copy because it was the same thing in his family. He only had a Wii, but he was older. So he gave me the game and the gun. And then I got home and I hated the gun. But then I remembered I had a hunting rifle from a hunting game. So this big orange Cabela's like rifle, and that made it really fun to play. I played the shit out of the game, and then because there's no voice chat because it's fucking Nintendo, I would go on Skype with my friend John, and we would do voice chat over Skype, playing World at War on the Wii, and we would fucking destroy.
Were the
people.
graphics even good? I feel like they were awful.
They weren't great because it wasn't HD, but
okay.
also like HD wasn't HD when World at War came out anyway.
Did you ever see like that one guy who plays? I don't really like watch him. I've seen his videos pop up, but he plays Call of Duty games on like the DS. And he plays it like on the he played like in Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
I mean, I know they exist. I've watched anyone play.
Oh, they are absolutely some of the worst things I've ever seen. Like they are just absolute garbage. I don't know how they.
No, this game, it was great because it's everything you ever wanted from those arcade games, where like you're in the arcade and you have the actual gun. Like I'm not saying it was like the best game, but it was like when I was playing this, I'm like, this is the Wii. This is what the Wii wanted to do. Like they don't want to make a serious shooter game, so you're never gonna get this from like a Nintendo game.
Mm-hmm. So it's World War II, which
some would say the best war.
So yeah, definitely. If only they had known at the time how many video games that they would be getting made out of them.
They probably would do way cooler stuff.
Yeah, and that's the thing. But Call of Duty, every shooter, in the early 2000s was a World War II game. Everyone kind of got tired of it.
Well, there wasn't really any wars.
Yeah, but everyone was getting tired of it. Everyone was like, do another war. Modern Warfare came out. Modern Warfare series kind of took over, and then we started going to the future. People were like, okay.
Well, that's also where they broke away from history and started writing their own fiction.
Writing their own little fiction, and so now people are like, okay, enough space, enough of this jump pack.
Wait, enough space or enough spacey?
Enough. I hate you. And so now we're going back to World War II. Now, I don't play Call of Duty really anymore.
I haven't played it either.
Like, I don't know if this
but I might go back with this one.
But what is it going to be? Like, I'm trying to think.
I played when I was over on break for Easter. My friend has the deluxe edition of the newest one, so he has Modern Warfare Remastered. I played that, and I was like, if I could just buy this on its own, I would buy this, and I would play this game again.
Well, I played Modern Warfare 2, but like 2 as well, and I don't know if I felt that same love. Like, I guess maybe Call of Duty multiplayer has kind of like lost its luster to me.
Well,
it's very
that's
arcade.
What I'm saying. It's like I like Call of Duty multiplayer. Like it's not that I've grown out of that gameplay style that was like in all the Modern Warfares and the Black Ops series. It was just that they changed the formula, and I didn't like the new formula, the new gameplay style. But when I played Warfare Remastered, I was reminded myself that, it isn't that I've grown up and I don't want that gameplay anymore. It's that they actually stopped providing it. So now I'm like, this is their chance to go back and revisit more traditional Call of Duty gameplay. And then I would buy that game because that's what I want.
Well, but do you think, like, we haven't bought Call of Duty games. We aren't playing it. But the people who are, they obviously have kind of gotten used to this futuristic warfare. Obviously, the sales aren't doing as well. But do you think going backwards, like kind of like all these years of jump packs and innovation, like all these changes to the game?
I mean, it was only 3 years.
That's true, but I mean, do you think going back to the roots of it, kind of like maybe even going to simpler kill streaks, do you think like the Pick 10 system, like all those different systems of like customization?
Yeah, I mean,
would feel weird in a World War II game, like so where do you bring in that customization?
I mean, you had kill streaks in World at War.
Yeah, I mean they had dogs, they had artillery, and they had ray gun. So but what else do you bring to that?
You say they had ray gun? They didn't have ray gun.
No, not ray gun. There were ray guns. But what I'm saying is, do you bring in these kill streak system? Do you bring in? I know Black Ops 3 had like you pick a character, and that character has like a special ability they do. Like all these different changes have been made. Do you bring all that to World War II?
I think you just revisit the traditional gameplay. To be honest, I think you go back to the World War II formula. You simplify it up. Like you're gonna make the guns more janky. I think you just do. I mean, again, I've said it multiple times that this game had to be in development before they announced Battlefield 1.
Yes.
So I'm not saying when I say what I'm about to say, I'm not saying they're actually doing this, but they're taking a page out of Battlefield 1. They're probably gonna make the guns more clunkier, a little less accurate. Like I think they have to. I don't think they have to be making this game in the first place. I don't think they have to be making this game, but I think this is a good step to kind of not atoning for mistakes, but showing that they're listening.
But I think so. If this has been in development for 2-3 years, that means they were designing this game when Infinite Warfare and Black Ops 3 were being also developed. So do you think Sledgehammer was looking at what they were doing and going, okay, if this tanks, like if Infinite Warfare tanks, we should we should do something different? Or do you think they were looking
I
at
think that might be it. It was super weird that they had all three groups go all in on this like full on sci-fi.
Well, yeah, if
that was super weird because we were so used to, we had like historical Call of Duty games of World War II or World at War. Mm-hmm. Then you have Modern Warfare, which is like modern futuristic shooter. Yeah. Modern Warfare 2, modern futuristic shooter. Back up the Black Ops. So now we have
Cold War.
Now we have Cold War. So now we're back from the we're back into a more historical set of like weapons and scenario.
Yeah, it's like it's almost modern. You can mess around a little bit.
Right, and then we go back to modern. And then we go into the future with the traditional with Black Ops 2. So again, you've grounded
I love
yourself.
Black Ops 2. I think Black Ops 2 did a very good job.
Right, exactly.
I loved it.
You've grounded yourself, but then you gave yourself the future gameplay. And my point being, like, they kept it off and on. It was like it was old fashioned, modern, old fashioned, modern, old fashioned, and futuristic.
Yeah.
And then ghosts.
I think they kept
futuristic.
They kept. I think Black Ops 2 is a good example.
I always forget about ghosts.
Yeah, everyone does. Yeah, Ghost sucks. But I think Black Ops 2 is really good because it went futuristic, but it realized that what people like about Call of Duty is you're being like this grunt, you're being this soldier on the ground, you're in the middle of a firefight, and that's what I miss about Call of Duty was. Like when you play Call of Duty now, it's like, oh, you are.
Everyone's a fucking superhero in Call of Duty.
Like you are this person, a part of the elite task force. And you're going to hunt down the terrorists and get in a firefight by yourself. I'm like, that's not fun. Like, put me in the middle of like...
Yeah, like, here's the thing for me. So obviously you love it when you go on a fucking tear in Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Any game. You just go on a fucking tear and you destroy people. And that's great. But when you do that in the new games, it's like, oh, you should be doing that because you're a super biotic warrior. And it feels like that's what's pushed. It's like, as someone on this game is going to go into a super kill streak and destroy everyone, because that's what you're equipped to do. But that takes away from the pride. Whereas before, you're just like, let's go back to World at War again. You're just some rando soldier from Connecticut, who got thrown into the draft, and then all of a sudden you just slayed 8 Nazis. You're not equipped any better than anyone else or any more than the average human being to do this. But you're like, oh my god, I just like that's where like all that intensity comes from when you hear people on chats like, kill streak.
And I think I think to Call of Duty 2, Call of Duty 3, which are two of my favorite Call of Duties because both openings are like Call of Duty 2's opening, they're giving you a potato and you're grenade tossing, and it's like you're just a dude in the Russian army and you just got drafted into this whole thing. And Call of Duty 3, you're with your squad, and what's nice is you're in this truck. You're a part of a platoon. You feel like you're a part of the setting, which is why people say like Call of Duty was boring. You know, World War II was boring. I go, World War II wasn't boring. Like if
just long.
It's just long, and when you do it, like there are only so many things. Like you can't sit down because people know D-Day. Like people know these things from World War II, and people want to play in that. But when you're playing,
people also forget, or American people. Like, most of the big events in World War II, we weren't even a part of.
Yeah, I mean, it went on there was like 3 years.
And when we write about that, it's like, we have no connection, so we don't care.
Yeah, I mean, there are 3 years of this war we weren't involved in. And when you're playing Black Ops 2, like, I think there is this nice moment of, like, when you're in the Vietnam mission in Black Ops 1.
Black
Ops 1. When you're in Black Ops 1 in Vietnam.
What are you talking about?
There's 2. Okay, I confused
It's about the one where you're riding the horse, or when you're not riding the horse?
I'm talking about Black Ops 1.
Okay.
So in Black Ops 1, you're a Black Ops, but you're this elite soldier, but you're an elite soldier in the sense of you have more training and you have more permissions than a regular soldier. Like, you can go blowing up stuff and no
It's not like, here's the human and you have bionic arm.
Yeah, it's like you can do whatever you want. Just get the job done. I don't care what you do. Like, you can use a flamethrower. You can do all this crazy stuff.
It's the traditional status of advanced warrior or like elite soldier.
Yeah, you're just trained to do different things than the regular guy who's with you. And when you're in the Vietnam setting, you felt that. You were fighting along grunts, trying to hold the line on the Tet Offensive. Like, you were feeling like you were a part of this bigger setting. And that was kind of, parallel to these other events where you're kind of on your own, but you're working on this bigger goal. And I don't know, you were elite, but you weren't a robotic. Again, you weren't the robotic guy. Like, that's the difference.
You were elite because you were trained, which then plays into like the players who play the game a lot and feel like they're good at the game because they play Call of Duty a lot, instead of actually having a physical or equipmental advantage over the other players.
And even playing, I think the difference now with the space warfare and the Black Ops 3 and Infinite Warfare is, World War II works and the Cold War as well. I think these two events in history are good for boots on the ground being a soldier is because that's what you won the war with. Like, you weren't doing anything else. Like,
Yeah.
you didn't have, like, everything you did, someone had to do it. There was no automatic tank just going by itself in World War II. There was someone in it, or if, like, we have to go do something, you have to send someone to go do it. Like, oh, we have to go bomb something. Put 10 guys in a plane and go do it. Not, okay, let's go turn on the drone and go blow it up.
Yeah.
And so when you're playing Black Ops 3 and you're this robot person, I sit there and I go, why am I doing this? Like, why? I don't feel like I'm needed. I feel like I'm just the pilot of this machine, and I'm not needed to do anything. I don't feel like I'm making an impact. I'm just a robot warrior just killing people. Like, I'm not really, you're not feeling that feeling. Whereas in World War II, it's like, okay,
Are you feeling it, Mr. Krabs?
Yeah, like when in World War II though, it's you, 30 guys, and they're like, go take the hill, and you're like, whoa, you're running, and like you feel it because that's what you are. You have to get the job done.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're just a person, and that's why. And I'm hoping in this World War II setting, they realize that the fun of the game isn't me being this super soldier. That's not the environment. Like Halo, it works because in Halo, you're the super soldier, but no one else is. Yeah. Like, it's just you. And so, like, you're like, everyone's like, hi, I'm a little Marine, help me. Like, I don't want to fight these aliens. And they feel that because the reason you are this big hero guy is because no one else can be. So that's a different atmosphere. Whereas in Black Ops 3, it's like, you're the superhero, go kill those guys. And they have nothing you can do. You're a superpower to go kill them all.
And here's how it plays in the multiplayer, too. Like, even that, it's like in Halo, you're stronger, you're more physically able, but you still have flaws because you're not like technologically assisted, I would say.
Yeah, you're just a guy. You're in a suit.
And like in the old Call of Duty, like you get excited to play Call of Duty competitively or just with your friends, just playing multiplayer, because you want to go in and you want to be the best in your game, which means making the least amount of mistakes. Whereas now, in the more modern Call of Duty, Black Ops 3, it's like, so before it's like you have the turn time, your reaction time, and stuff like that. There's distance, there's a lot of things. There's the gun accuracy. Now you have the advanced weapons that are just so accurate and so strong, and they're strong across the board, so no one has an unfair advantage.
Yeah.
But the reaction times become so small, and the decisions come so quick, and almost like there's only one decision to make that like it takes out the actual like humanity in playing the game.
And as well, if you watch, like, I've watched more recent Call of Duty gameplay before coming in, and when you're watching these people play, it's almost like Titanfall, but on steroids. Like, it's not even, you're not like a pilot you're jumping around looking for another pilot. You're just sprinting down a hallway, not even thinking about what you're doing. It's like, da-da-da, and it's what, 2 shots, you're dead? It's like, blink, 5 points, blink, and you're dead. And there's no, like, and it's boxy. You feel like a box.
Right.
It feels like you're not.
It feels almost like an endless runner.
Yeah, and
it's an endless runner with a gun.
And when but if you play Call of Duty World at War, Call of Duty 2, and Call of Duty 3, you're on a battlefield of some kind. It's maybe a destroyed town, or some type of place where there's cover and there's all these other things. If you play the new Call of Duty, there's no cover. It's just hallways.
Right.
It's just hallways and hallways of people encountering each other, and either you die or you don't. And that's fun. But at the same time, and like you have ultimates now where like, oh, I get this minigun that just kills everybody, and just run around and killing people, and they're taking out what makes multiplayer fun. Because even in Halo, when you're Master Chief, you're like the dude. Whenever Master Chief does stuff, like he has to do it himself. Like when he's like picking up, he picks things up. Like when he does the famous bomb thing, where he has to get up and do it, and he might die doing it, but there's no auto targeting system that's like, okay, Master Chief goes, oh, okay, beep beep boop, and like it's done. Whereas in the new Call of Duty games, you're pressing a button, and like all of a sudden 10 people are just dead. You're just like yes,
the top of thing in like Halo is like the rocket launcher or the Spartan laser, and the rocket launcher as target has travel time, and the Spartan laser you can see it coming at you with the charge. Like again, like it's so much more about like every player in the multiplayer has time to react and make decisions. But now I feel like that reaction time is like 0.5 of a second. And so, like, it's either you shoot, and the only choice is to shoot first. It's not anymore even, like, you can make a tactical decision. It's like, shoot first or die. Like,
That's it. And that's the only thing. And I think as well, moving into the campaign as well, when you're telling a story, I think, like, a big complaint about Superman isn't fun to watch because he has no weaknesses. It's not fun to watch someone who can just be like, oh, I'm kryptonite. It's a rock. It makes him weak. Like, okay, that's the only thing we can do to him. Other than that, it's not really anything you can do. So when you're playing like these Black Ops 3 and Infinite Warfare, like in Infinite Warfare, your guy is like what, the captain of the ship, a pilot, and he can shoot.
I have no
like
clue.
he can do all of these things. Like he's just the ultimate soldier. It's like
he's got whatever the robot from Rogue One is.
Yeah, and like you have all this stuff going for you, and you're the captain of the ship. But like being the captain of the ship is cool, but like at the same time, the fun of the other Call of Duties is you're just a dude, and it's just like Ramirez do this, Ramirez do that, or when you're playing the old Call of Duties, they'll look at you and go like, we have to go blow up a tank, and there's like 8 of you, and you're kind of just like, we have to go.
Whoever
do it.
makes it.
Yeah, it's just like, let's go blow up this tank, and you have no idea what to do. You're kind of just like, okay, and you have to go figure it out, and like that's the fun of it. Is because if you gave me, like, let's put Master Chief in, like, a World War II setting. Master Chief would just destroy everyone. Like, they put me as, like, okay, Master Chief, welcome to Normandy, get to the top of the hill. You're just like, okay. And, like, you just walk up there, and it's no fun. You're just going to murder everyone on your way up there. But the thrill of playing, like, these D-Day scenes and doing all these, famous battles is you're like, oh, crap. Like, there's a lot going on. Like,
real quick theory discussion. So, if you're Master Chief in World War II, do you just have the ability to headshot people in a Magnum, and you don't even need to take the beach? You just headshot everyone at the turrets, and everyone else takes.
I always do wonder what happened. Like, I feel like Master Chief might be able to get taken out. I feel like everyone would like kind of look at him and be like, okay, that's.
But he would be able to make the tactical decision to make cover. Like he would.
I would
remember. It's not just his body is augmented. He also has years of training. His brain is also augmented. Yeah. He'll have AI. So he'll have Katana also.
Is he using World War II weaponry, or is he using his like Master Chief?
Oh, I assume he has World War II weaponry.
Okay,
but he's able to assess like he'll be able to look at that, and Cortana will literally like bring up like Call of Duty gun stats for him.
Yeah, I think he has like he has.
And then on his visor sheet, be like, all right, if you want to hit that, you have to aim it here. Like,
that's what makes Master Chief cool. Is he is not better than you in the sense of like he's still human. I think that's the difference. He is still a human being, but he is just very calm and confident instead of
he has a lot of resources at his
like I feel like whenever he does something, it's never he's never good at it because like of his suit or because of his strength. Like he is a cool character and people like him because he is confident when he does things. Like he just does it. He just goes like, okay, we're gonna pick up this bomb and drop it. She goes, what if you miss? He's like, oh, I'm not, and like just throws it off. That's where the cool comes in. It's not cool to pick up a bomb. Like whatever, that's cool. Like Superman does that. It's cool because Master Chief could very easily fuck the whole thing up
and like, still die with that.
And that's it. And then it's over. But he just goes, nah, I'm good. And just goes yank and just throws it off. That is the difference. Like this dude just charges in, and not because he knows he won't get killed. He's just like, I'm not.
This is what this one's important to do.
Yeah, that's it. He has this soldier's duty of he doesn't talk a lot, but he wants to take care of everyone. And
what would you call that? Like maybe like.
It's kind of like
he's very like a ringtone of duty.
Yeah, he's very. He's very, I don't know. He's very like Greek mythology. That's why he's a Spartan. Yeah. He's very, and so that's what I'm saying with this.
Oh my God, he remembered the Greek.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing with this Call of Duty World War II is you can go. The issue was not the setting. I think part of it was the issue. It was you have a history.
What game we're talking about now?
Call of Duty. We're back to Call of Duty World War II. The issue is they're going back to World War II, and they think.
I don't think there is an issue. Wait, what's the issue?
The issue is just because they're going back, that doesn't fix everything that's wrong with the series.
I mean, it depends on what they do going back, obviously.
Yeah, like that's my thing. Is you can go back.
The fact that they're going back, which means that stylistically there has to be drastic changes from the game that it is now.
Well, that's what I'm hoping. See, like, because I think Battlefield made a big change, but Battlefield games Battlefield you can put a skin on anything. But like Call of Duty, the older Call of Duties are different than tonally, play style, like everything about them are different. Like they are just two different entities. And my fear is they're gonna put you in this World War II game, and they're gonna be like, okay, let's storm Normandy. Here is your Tommy gun with a red dot sight, and you're like, what? And like, that's my fear. I saw.
Or it's like, here's a Tommy gun, and it's like you're looking at like the bloom when you shoot it. It's like, wasn't this bloom bigger before? And they're like, nope, always been this bloom.
Well, they showed a picture. I don't know if it's legit or not. There's the one on the beach with them all looking at the beach, but there's another one of like your supposed character.
I've seen no official pictures.
I don't know if it's official, but it might be. And it's just a picture of a soldier, and he has like a Tommy gun, like the gangster one, like with the round drum. And
they've always had Tommy guns.
Yes. Oh no, but there's like the Thompson, and Tommy guns were in World War II. I admit they were there.
No, they had Tommy guns in World of War.
They were there, and that's my fear is
Oh, they were the top barrel Tommy guns. They weren't the bottom barrel Tommy guns.
What do you mean top barrel?
Like the ones that are like they're not like called Tommy guns, but they work the same. And they're like it's like an LMG.
Yes.
And it's like the barrel is on top, so it's like a round barrel on top of it instead of going under it. I'm gonna look up guns from. I'm gonna show you it.
I don't think that was the topic, but moving on. It's I would. The fun of this game is going to come from are we a boots on the ground? Are we just one guy, who is in the midst of this larger conflict? And also as well, what do you think they should hit on in this World War II game? Obviously, D-Day is a must. I think that's people have been waiting for a next gen. I'm trying to find the gun.
Yeah, just keep talking.
I think people want D-Day. That's a huge one that they want. That is a Type 99.
I'm just pulling up all the pictures. All right, keep talking.
I know, I'm just watching you pull it up. But so you got to hit D-Day. That's a key one. D-Day is a big battle you want to hit. But other than that, what do you know your
right here.
World War II history? Guy, that is the DP. Is that the DP-28? That's a DP-28. That is not American.
But it works like a Tommy gun, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Like the way the fire works, it works like a Tommy gun, is what I'm saying. Like
so
they have iterations of Tommy
so it shoots bullets or like.
Well, no, it has. It's a big drum bass. It has like realistically the same bloom, and it's an LMG. Like
so you have to hit D-Day. That's what, if you obviously.
It depends what the focus is. I mean, like I would assume there's D-Day.
Because I want that more than anything for next gen. It better be in there. But other than that, what are you hitting on that?
Real quick, hold on. So quick question.
Sure.
There's been rumors that they're going to re-release...
Modern Warfare 2?
Yeah. No. I think 2 and 3. There's rumors of another, like, edition thing like they did with Modern Warfare Remastered. But do you think it's more likely that they're going to do World at War Remastered?
Oh my god, could you imagine if this game isn't new? And it's just all the old Call of Duty games.
No, it'll be new. But I'm saying like,
could you imagine that though? They
would have said it. They
just the anarchy that would be like oh my god.
Well, if it's like $40, here's the thing, right? They don't need to release a Call of Duty every goddamn year. So if they took a year off, they're like, we're just gonna reskin World War II and we'll sell it for $40 to $60, I'd be like, hell yeah, I'll do that.
I'm trying to think how I feel about that. Reskinning the Call of Duty games. I think I'd be okay with that. I just don't know if I miss them that much. I don't know if I miss them that much.
But you don't have to buy it. That's what I'm saying. And then I just want them to take that time to make the next Call of Duty better. Is my point. I get as a company, Activision wants to release a product every year. So if you have to release a product and it's between a re-release at $40,
sure, and
a new release that isn't fine-tuned all the way at $60, give me the $40 re-release. I'll probably give you the $40 because if I played that game before, I'll give you the $40 because it tells me you're at least A, you realize you shouldn't be charging $60, and B, the money's going towards the fine tuning of the next game.
Okay,
I'm okay with that.
Now, I'm a believer in this. Do you think they released Call of Duty 4 Remastered with Infinite Warfare because this game isn't going to sell? We have to get something to get people to the door. Do you think that was part of the mentality of re-releasing it? Okay, now
because you can't get it on its own. You literally can't buy it as its own individual game.
Do you think they're looking at Call of Duty World War II going like, okay, what can we re-release with this to get people in the door? To get people to look at our game?
Maybe only because again, Sledgehammer's only made 2 other games or 3 games, and one they only did the multiplayer for, and the other 2 were Advanced Warfare, which did terrible. Yeah, this will be the 3rd game. So they've only done multiplayer for Modern Warfare 3, which was good, but they didn't design it from the ground up. They took the original model. And
can you? Because I didn't think about this till just now. I guess because Infinite Warfare was made by Infinity Ward, correct? Infinity Ward. You're staring at me. And as was Modern Warfare. So can Sledgehammer? Can they release? Let's say they want to put Modern Warfare 2 in there.
Don't forget though, most people who made Modern Warfare out of Infinity Ward left to go do Titanfall. So it wasn't like the same team actually made. Well,
my wonder is, can Sledgehammer say, okay, Activision?
My nose is going crazy today.
Can Activision go? We're gonna give you World War 2 and Modern Warfare 2 remaster, even though 2 different companies are making this game. It's not.
Yeah, they can do whatever they want.
I wasn't sure, because I didn't think about that.
Well, because. Excuse me. Infinity Ward didn't do the remaster.
Oh, here, someone else did, right?
It was like Raven.
That was like Neversoft or something.
Yeah, someone else did the actual remaster of the game.
But so, do you think Activision's looking at Call of Duty World War II? And
they'll look. So many people bought the remaster. They're definitely looking at it.
So, what remaster do you think is coming down the tube then? Do you think it's Modern Warfare?
It's either
2?
Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops,
Oh god.
Although I doubt it's Black Ops because they just updated backwards compatibility for it, so you can already play it on Xbox
I don't think Black
One.
Ops has that selling point as much as it used
I think
to.
it does.
You think so? I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. It might.
Because, well, here's the thing, right? So obviously Black Ops 2 has a bigger selling point than Black Ops 1.
Yes.
But Modern Warfare 2 has a bigger selling point than Modern Warfare 1, and they still did Modern Warfare 1. So, like...
Do you think it's Modern Warfare 2?
Like, they would do it in order is the point.
Would they release Call of Duty 2?
No, there's no multiplayer.
There was.
Was there?
Yeah, there was. I mean,
I only played it on the GameCube. You're right.
Yeah.
I only played it on the GameCube, so I didn't actually, like...
But Call of Duty 2 is very old. It is old. Like, it's
I
very...
doubt it. Yeah, I doubt
like,
that.
It is...
They would release... They would do Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops. They would either do... They would do one of the two selling franchises, which is Black Ops or Modern Warfare. So now it'd be Modern Warfare 2 or Black Ops 1 because they're doing it in order so they can then get Black Ops 2.
Sure.
Or they do World at War because it fits it, and World at War was also a huge selling point.
World at War, I could... Okay, here's my thing. I think...
And it put zombies into it also because Sledgehammer doesn't make zombies.
Ooh, yeah. Ooh, zombies? Nazi zombies coming back? I miss Nazi zombies.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, I like zombies, but like, the Nazi part was like the best part of it. Like, they're Nazi zombies. That was like way better.
Just rolls off the tongue. That's really what it is.
It does. And I don't know. Like, I already hate zombies, but now they're Nazis too. Now they're Nazis too. So like,
Jack, hate is a strong word, and I don't know why I called you Zach.
But so this remaster, if it comes, could be. I don't think it's Call of Duty 2. I don't think it's Call of Duty 3. I don't think it's these older ones because they are just so. Like
It's gotta be something with a really polished multiplayer.
Yeah.
Because they're gonna do exactly what they did with Modern Warfare Remastered and add microtransactions still.
Yeah.
Even though it's an additional fucking game that you already paid extra for, so why are you still putting microtransactions in it, you fucking scumbags?
Now, multiplayer obviously huge. Huge. Yeah.
Huge.
And Call of Duty, how do you?
I'm gonna get so many kill streaks, you're gonna be tired of it.
So how do you market this? Because every Call of Duty they have this cool trailer where you're doing backflips, somersaults, you're blasting 10 million people. You're not doing that in War 2. I mean, you can do that.
Well, it's a perspective though. You have to do that in the future because everyone is so much. It's like superhuman, so like that's what you expect. But like, I think the trailer for this is like what you said. It's like we need to take out that cannon, like not cannon, but like like anti-artillery gun. And like, it's 8 dudes charge up a mountain, the other 7 dudes get shot the fuck down, and before the one dude makes.
Well, my thing with Call of Duty in general is, and I'll admit, I think Call of Duty multiplayer works because like the futuristic style to me fits, 6v6. Like I don't play Call of Duty because I can't stand like that small, like six people versus. I know Overwatch does that, but it does it a bit differently. Whereas like Call of Duty 6v6, I die like every 2 seconds. It drives me nuts. Like. I can't even.
Good.
Like I turn it off. I'm like I love this game. And so, do you with World War II? Do you? Because World at War I was kind of into. I did Big War like 12v12 like that. I really have had fun then. But if you're doing 6v6 typical Call of Duty gameplay in World War II, do you do the hallway corridor shooting? Do you try and maybe make?
No, you just make the maps smaller, but you make them open. Like I didn't silence my phone because I'm scum. You do exactly what you had with like Black Ops and stuff like that. Like you had small maps, but they had a lot of different like open areas and closed areas.
I was like, because World at War was nice because it was 6v6, but the maps were designed to be kind of like a battlefield, and that's my thing. I just never really got on the Call of Duty multiplayer. I just feel like it's very quiet. It's very like it's with bouts of speed and like just death.
For me, it was very quiet because I only played a lot of Search and Destroy.
Oh so, yeah,
for me, it was like super tactical.
Like I'll admit, I'm not into the whole Call of Duty multiplayer, but I guess do you think the community will accept and will kind of flock to a smaller, maybe slower pace?
I think flocking is apprehensive. I think old players will flock to it.
Okay.
I think new players will be apprehensive, but they'll give it a chance because
they might go back to this style of that like people like.
It's the same reason people bought Ghost. It's like well like it's a Call of Duty still. It can't be that bad. Yeah. And then it was that bad. So I guess looking at obviously Battlefield is the game to look at for they're going back in time. Now, do you think World War II is going to, obviously World War I was like whoa, that's a very big deal, very very big deal. And so going back to World War II, obviously not as much as a drastic change, but do you think World War II maybe is the right answer? They go, okay, like this is how we're going to. I don't know what their plan is. Like.
Are you trying to beat Battlefield at World War II? Like, obviously, the decisions were not made.
Battlefield was World War I.
But are you looking at them going World War and going, okay, that's World War II is going to beat
Well,
that.
again, it was already in development, so
I
that's
agree.
not what they're doing.
But do you think World War II is going to beat that?
I don't know.
Like,
I really don't
looking
know.
at it now, they're going to think about that now. Like, that's obviously a discussion they have to have.
Like, it's like any other. It's like a math problem. Like, if World War II is the answer and the problem is 1 + 1, the answer is 2. But I don't know what their goals are. So if their goals are 2 + 1, then the answer isn't 2. Like, so I mean, it's hard to say because we don't know. Because Activision doesn't want to talk about what their like plans are. They don't acknowledge community, even though this is like looks like it's acknowledged community feedback again.
No, it's not.
Because it was already in development. It wasn't. Because like when the Infinite Warfare trailer got so much hate, they responded to that and like, yeah, biggest engagement we've ever had for a Call of Duty title. And I'm like, I mean, sure, your definition of engagement isn't wrong, but that's not what it really is.
I mean, I say this is in response to they've been watching Call of Duty sales drop for years. Like this is.
yeah.
I mean, it's been.
Well, Black Ops 3 had an uptick.
Yeah,
So.
but it's been a pretty steady decline. Not like a huge decline. Obviously, it's Call of Duty, but like there's been. I'm sure a decline to the point where like, okay, clearly,
I mean, any decline is a bad decline.
Yes.
Because
it's millions of dollars you're losing.
You never want to decline.
Yes, and so my brother even says it. My little brother, he goes, I love Battlefield 1, but it is a World War II game with a World War 1 skin. Like he's like everything I'm doing, all the technology, all the tanks going around, like it's good. I like it, but it's a World War II game. He sits there and he goes, I've been playing it, and it's a World War II game. Like if it was.
What does that mean though? What does that mean?
I think there is a. It's kind of like the discussion.
Like the wars were so close to each other, like or technology wise. Like,
I think what it is there is a. So when I say World War I to someone in World War II, there are images that are evoked from your mind. Like you sit there. There are, I guess, tropes of the war.
Well, because the tropes of World War I is trench warfare.
Yes, and I think that
doesn't make good gameplay.
Well, that's what people. But I think what I'm saying is it's World War. I think Battlefield 1 is very fast. It's very fast. There's
is it? You think it's fast?
I think it's fast for World War 1. It's World War 1 fast. Like if I think. Well,
yeah, because the game isn't going to take like 24 hours.
Well, what I'm saying is, I think when you play it, and there are tanks, and there are all this, it's a lot of chaos. It's a lot. And I think when people think of World War I, they don't think of that chaos. When people think of World War II, they think of tanks, beach landings. Like they're like World War II was the stuff where everything was happening. And I think when you play Battlefield 1, there is a lot happening, so much to the point where you're like, this is a World War II game. Like, it does sound dumb. I admit.
Yeah.
It does sound
but
dumb.
You're making sense. But again, that goes back to a lot of World War I was a trench warfare.
It was.
It was literally just sitting in trenches. Like
I think as well.
And you weren't even in the enemy's trench. You were in your own trench, and they were in their trench.
And I think that's part of it as well. I think people. I think as well, World War I just doesn't have the
glamour.
Not even that. Like if you go to, I was in London. When you go to London, World War I there is like they love it. They're like, this is like
because they were getting the shit bombed out of them for like the entire war.
Like England was in that shit from like day one.
They were on the offensive the entire time.
Yeah, like World War I was like if you're in like World War I, even in World War II as well. Like World War II is kind of
World War I for England is basically the American Revolution.
Yeah,
for America.
World War I
like
is
it
huge.
basically is.
World War I was huge, and like they celebrate it. It's a very big part of their history. Whereas World War I here is kind of like, okay, like we went over there and kicked some butt and came back. And no, obviously there's more to it than that. That's not what it is. But culturally, I feel like World War I doesn't have that relevance that a World War II gets. Like I think people just love.
Oh, for us, yeah, because we were the goddamn heroes of World War I.
Yeah,
we assisted in brokering the actual treaty between the USSR and England. So instead of just having the same enemy, they were actually coordinating.
Like I would say,
and we took out Japan.
It's ironic because I think we did more work in World War I than we did in World War II. I feel like, and obviously World War II was a whole lot.
I feel like we put more effort, but effort was still just sitting in trenches.
Yeah, but I think it's just when you play, and I think it's what Call of Duty is trying to get to is when you play a World War II game, there is just an American culture to that. There is just World War II. An apple pie, man. Like those are like American things.
Apple pie.
Like people just
don't forget a pint of beer.
Yeah, beer, apple pie,
pint of Coors Light,
and killing Nazis.
Apple pie and killing some Nazis.
Like it's an American thing. Like, we.
Here's the other thing. It's an American thing to kill Nazis, except for we mostly killed the Japanese and not many Nazis.
I think World War II is just a war that is very romanticized to the American public, and that's
it's also not only are we basically the heroes of the war. It's also an underdog story. Like our side was losing.
Yes,
we were attacked on our home turf for the first time in years.
I think ever. Like that, 1812.
Well, yeah, 1812 counts.
But
and Mexican. Don't forget Mexican American War.
And I think as well there is a general accept. I mean, here's my thing. All wars are terrible.
All wars are terrible.
But if you look at World War II,
there is a strategic reason for war. And we have not gone to war for those reasons in years.
Yes, but if you look at World War II, people all kind of agree that they're like, oh, that one was needed. Like, we need, like, there had to be some.
The strategic reason was there is a lunatic doing lunatic things. Whereas the Iraq War is we are there for oil.
Oh, jeez. But let's not get too political here. But
I mean,
I agree. But
war by definition is you fight for resources.
Yeah.
Or you fight for direct survival because someone else is threatening your way of life.
What you're saying is World War II is the one where people are like, there is a
there is an actual threat to our existence.
Yes.
Not, and then back in the days of like medieval times, you didn't fight for a right of existence, but like the Black Plague going around, it's like, resources are low.
Yes.
We don't want to do this, but we need to, like, our survival comes before your survival.
Yes.
So
World War II is the only one where people are like, butts need to be kicked.
Right. And World War I as well.
But I'd say World War I as well. World War I has this tone of, the lost generation. People look at World War I, they're like, that was a shit show. That was bad. Like, this was a terrible time to be alive.
Yeah, that's why we didn't get into World War II. That's exactly why.
And so that's the difference is World War II is romanticized, whereas World War I is very, like, gritty. It's very, like, this sucked. Like, no one wanted to be
everyone.
There. Yeah, the generation was killed. Like, it just sucked for everyone. Whereas everyone looks at World War II
and even in World War I, like the Axis powers in World War I weren't Hitler. Like, they weren't doing, like, inhumane things to, like, a huge extent or anything like that. They were just power hungry and being greedy.
Yes.
And so, like, we had to shut them down, but it's like come on, guys. Like, you guys aren't stupid. Like, you didn't have to do this. Like, you're not King Jong-un. You're not Hitler. Like, you don't have these super crazy ideals. Like, you should have been able to look at this and say this wasn't going to work out for anyone, and you did it anyway. So everyone's just kind of, like, shaking their heads in frustration. World War II is like, this guy's a fucking nut job.
Yes.
Like, we need to put him down. Like,
and then to kind of bring this back full circle to the game is, I think that is what Call of Duty World War II is going to be about. Is that's what they're harping on, is they could have gone back to any other war. They could have gone Civil War. They could have gone back to World War I, Vietnam. Like, why is a Vietnam game never made? People want a Vietnam game. But
people don't want it. People want a Vietnam game because they don't know about Vietnam.
Because Vietnam sucked. Like, it was awful. Like,
Vietnam and Korea War were both other examples of terrible wars because they were proxy wars.
That's what I'm saying is, World War II is a safe bet because if you make a Vietnam game, you can't make it fun. Like, it
also,
sucks
the
to be
current generation of Call of Duty players, like the general populace of Call of Duty players being like kids that are like 13 to 17, probably haven't actually played a World War II game. Like, at this point.
That too. And B, I just feel like if going Vietnam isn't, I don't think people are there yet. Like, I think I would like.
I don't think we'll ever be there, to be honest. Like, I think we can have games that take place in Vietnam. Like you have, like, with Black Ops, where they're, like, jumping around, like, different, like, wars.
I mean, I think there are really good Vietnam War games. But I think for a AAA title like Call of Duty,
there's not enough content. There's not enough, like, there's not enough glorifying content like in World War II to make a full game
I think,
out of it.
Like Battlefield did.
Unless you want to make like Spec Ops: The Line kind of game, and where the game actually examines the bad stuff. It isn't about being a super awesome shooter, and it's about, like, making you actually. Think
that's
about
what I'm
war.
saying. Like Battlefield Vietnam was a multiplayer game. I don't think it. If you're playing if you want a good single player campaign of Vietnam, you gotta make that shit brutal. Like, it has to be, because you can't romanticize it. You can't be like, oh, this is a great time everyone had. Whereas World War II, like, Call of Duty 3 opens up with you, like, listening to music, and, like, it's like, oh, hey, hunky dory, like, we're in Europe and stuff. Like, there is this romanticized view of it, and that's kind of, and again, like, look at Battlefield 1. How does that start off? It's like, you are not expected to survive. You're just getting murked. Like, you're dying, and those are the exact two tonal shifts where you cannot start a World War I game like, oh man, we're in Europe, woohoo, unless, like, that person's about to get their head blown off. And whereas World War I, you can be a romantic, it was a I will say, it is a.
The idea of a war hero back in World War I is drastically different from a war hero today.
World War II.
I would say there are no more war heroes today. I don't think there is. I don't think there ever can be anymore, except for like a general because he led everything.
Yeah, like not in the sense. I think before people get misconstrued, I think you're not saying that like people aren't heroes. There isn't a Captain America you're aspiring to.
Okay, so if we knew who killed Hitler,
that
guy would have been like if he was like that guy in Russia would have been a Russian hero. We knew the exact guy. Like, and, like or if he was American. He would have been an American hero. You have these characters who are like platoon leaders who are like written like they have real stories about them because they led platoons and stuff like that. But now warfare is so God, I can't say the word.
Complicated?
No.
Compartmentalized.
Yes, thank you. God, I don't know why I can't say that word.
Yeah, compartmentalized.
And so like focus on technology like drones and stuff like that. Like the actual role you play as an individual is just so much lessened.
Yeah, and I would say
that like they're like it's like, oh, you did this, but you're just a cog in a machine. And there isn't anything about like human triumph in war anymore, I would say.
Yeah, I'd say, and also as well, there is which is I think Vietnam as well. Vietnam killed that romanticism of war.
Yeah.
I think World War II was that last one because you're fighting this terrible person. And people are like, okay, war's okay. And then Vietnam, they're like, okay, this is actually horrible. Like, why are we
everything
doing this?
is bad.
Like, everything is horrible. Why are we doing this?
Proxy.
And so again, I think Call of Duty doesn't want to. I'm sure Call of Duty looked at World War I, looked at Vietnam, was like, we can make great games of this. But they're like, you know what? Like, our audience doesn't want a brutal. Very realistic shooter. They want to have fun.
If things are gonna be brutal, they want a really complex story to it. And Vietnam's story is it's a proxy war.
Yeah.
Thus that is not
like,
and in that's complicated in its own right.
Yeah.
But not in the complicated they want.
And here's and Call of Duty as well. Call of Duty needs a game that people if there is a good D-Day level in this game, which there obviously will be.
It'll be the first level. And this is Pearl Harbor.
I will buy it because I haven't had that experience. I've been waiting for a
What
modern
games have done Call of Duty hasn't done Pearl Harbor, has they?
No games have ever done Pearl Harbor.
No, Medal of Honor had Pearl Harbor.
Did they?
I'm almost positive Medal of Honor Rising Sun had Pearl Harbor.
You were in Pearl Harbor. You were there during the attack.
I'm like 90% sure. I love Medal of Honor Rising Sun. That was my first multiplayer shooter game. Okay. That game was awesome.
I think there is a lot of places where this can go. So I'd be very interested if there is a Pearl Harbor level because I had no recollection of that. Is there a level? Let's see.
Yep,
there
Pearl
is.
Harbor, Mr. One.
That's genius.
That's what I'm saying. So like if they started, I think starting on that is like the best thing they can do because every other game starts on Normandy. I think you start there. I think you start with Pearl Harbor.
Call of Duty 2 the first American mission is.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, the first American mission is you start on Pearl Harbor. You go to then you switch over to like the French or the English or something else, and then you come back to the second American mission, D-Day. Because that's an offensive, whereas I think Pearl Harbor is a good way to start defensively and really set up the tone of we need to. That's the one thing. That's the one thing I hated about World at War. Right? Is that the first American mission is D-Day.
World at War wasn't.
Was it not?
World at War is only Japan.
It wasn't.
Call of Duty 2 is.
Oh, sorry, Call of Duty 2. Yes, sorry. Call of Duty 2.
The first American one is D-Day.
Yeah, sorry. So the Call of Duty 2 starts with D-Day.
Not only that, you're starting on Point the Hawk, which is like the one where they had to climb a mountain.
Good mission, very good mission that I enjoyed playing, but from a sense of tonal perspective, it's a slaughterfest you're thrown into, and you don't understand, like especially for kids who are now like I'm gonna say like for going through like the end of my high school history education and now thinking about what the education for kids in school must be now, like there's a huge shift away from like World War II from like when I think we were in there.
Yeah.
Again, having a brother who's in middle school and like what he knows about World War II compared to what I know about World War II. And so like I feel like you can't just throw younger audiences into D-Day.
Did you learn your history from World War II from a Call of Duty?
No, I didn't.
Like
I most of my
war, most of my war history up until like middle school was like learned from Call of Duty. Like
you played elementary school Call of Duty?
Yeah, I'm playing Call of Duty since I was like 8. Yeah.
Okay, I mean I didn't, but okay.
It probably explains a lot about me.
Yeah, but also I just like really liked war, so like I read a lot of books about war.
Yeah.
But like in school there was a really good education on it too. So back to the point being now, so kids, if you throw them on D-Day,
it's a lot.
It's a lot, and they don't understand why you're just like in this slaughterfest. Why so many people are throwing stuff at the enemy. So I think you need that, even though it's brutal. It's as brutal as the Battle of Normandy. You need to have Pearl Harbor to set up why every other soldier around you is willing to just throw themselves at these guys.
I was gonna say, I know what D-Day is, obviously, and I think a lot of people do. But I think that's a very good point. I didn't really think about how, like, my 13-year-old cousin might pick up this game and be like, okay, like, obviously he is aware of what World War II is, I'm sure. Like
Yeah.
I'm sure he is aware, but to start off in a D-Day mission might not be as interesting, or he might also question. He might not get what's going on. Like,
Yeah.
he might be aware of what's going on.
And
but
granted, Germany didn't do Pearl Harbor, but they're the enemy. Like the point is like. These guys are with Japan. Like, we already know they're gassing their own people.
Yeah.
Japan just destroyed, literally attacked their own front. Thus, they are also capable of these atrocities.
Yeah,
Like,
I think as well, to kind of be on this point for a little bit of the Call of Duty for a while. So
try to wrap it up.
I think Call of Duty has this opportunity to not only, because what I loved about Call of Duty originally was, they are very good shooters and very fun, but they were historical. They placed you in actual events.
Right.
They gave you. I remember Call of Duty 2 played military channel like footage. Like
I like that a lot.
Yeah,
I really like that.
or bring back the death quotes. When you die, there's this quote about like anti-war quotes, kind of like
Let's skip them faster though if we've already seen them a million times.
But that was like, to me, that was very cool. Like
it was very humanizing also.
Yeah, it was like, every bomb is a food that could have been bought, Eisenhower, or some quote, or these famous quotes from war people, and you go, wow, like, what, like, this is a lot of fun, but whew, like,
like
it's just
you
very
need to ground
taxing.
in reality.
Like, there is a lot of like going on, or they play some war footage in front of the mission because they're like, okay, like, yeah, you're gonna be able to have a really fun time driving this tank. But, like, a lot of people died. Like, and even World at War did that, where it's like, okay, Operation, Stalingrad, 8 million people died in like 2 days. And it's like, wow, shit.
Every mission had the statistical kill death.
Hopefully they keep that.
I think it's very important.
Like, as much fun at, like you can do Black Ops 3 and you can murder a whole town because it's not real. But when you're like, if you're gonna put me in the Battle of Normandy, don't have some guy walk out with a fucking jetpack on. He's like, hey, let's go.
That's not gonna happen.
Or like, don't make it.
Oh my god! But what if they did?
Yeah,
what if they just made this game Time Splitters?
Like, there's no reason that
you know what Time Splitters is, right?
Kind of. Like, they might do that.
I was like World War II, but we're going back, Marty. It's just like Doc comes in with a jetpack.
What I'm saying is, Call of Duty could very easily make this some over the top Hollywood-esque game. But that's not what people like about it. People are going to like this game, hopefully, because it's grounded in reality. It's grounded in history. It's gritty. It's fun, and it's teaching, and it's being realistic. It's not sugarcoating it, and that's what the game has to do. If you want to save Call of Duty, if you want to go back to its roots, you gotta go all the way back. It's not the setting. The setting was not the roots. The setting was the boots on the ground. You're one in many. You're in a platoon of people. You are in this big battle. That is, I think what's important, it is bigger than yourself. Like, you're a small character in this big conflict. And that's what was so cool about it, was like, the openings are, you're by your side and someone's giving you an order, or they're saying like, where are we going? Oh, we're taking a bridge. Like, and that's it. You're just taking a fucking bridge, like in the middle of nowhere. And it's like, why is this important? And it's because you're in this bigger picture. Whereas I think Call of Duty now, it's like, we're gonna go take out the head of this terrorist organization. And you're like, well, shit, like, okay, fine. Like, I guess I can do that. But there's something very fun of, like, we're taking a hill. We're destroying gun sites. You're a part of this bigger thing. Like,
And actually, this is a topic for another day I think would be very interesting.
Sure.
Is dissecting how the change in the tonal Call of Duty. So, like, you have World War II games, and you have, like, what your character's in there. And now you have the newer games like Black Ops 3 and Infinite Warfare. You have these characters that are superhuman. It's all about me. Also identifies with the kind of, like, social changes and people in general. Like, a lot of people just don't shut up about how, like, our current society. It's like, it's all about yourself. It's all about the Facebook likes. It's all about your own career.
Well, I'd say everyone wants to be the head guy, and but no one wants to be the cog in the machine.
And I feel like there's a legitimate discussion to be had about how
I agree.
The history of American life has changed. It is exemplified by these historical games, and now what these games have become if we had, like, wars today.
I would say people, being a soldier, if you were making, I tell all the time, if you were making food in World War II, if you're the cafeteria man, you're a goddamn hero. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like, you may have been making food, you may have been delivering cigarettes, but you're doing all this.
Man, on those days, that chicken noodle soup got me through them hard times.
But you were doing it in the set, like, that man who was doing that said, I'm doing this for a bigger cause. Like, this cigarette could calm a man down. It could help a man feel better. I am feeding my soldiers. You were a part of a bigger thing.
I ate a cigarette.
Yeah. Like, but now today, people are like, I want to be the head guy and go kill everyone. And then you want to sometimes being the rifleman in a squad is great.
Yeah.
Having that experience. And I think, this is going to tie into your topic is, we're talking about old Call of Duty, we're going back to its roots. We're going back to the way things were. We're making Call of Duty great again.
Call of Duty great again. But wait, hold on before we go into this.
Sure.
Mini, just small factual thing. I want to have a moment of silence for the fact that EA has confirmed there will be no Galactic Conquest in Battlefront 2.
What?
There will be no Galactic Conquest
in
Battlefront 2. They've confirmed.
What?
There will be no Galactic Conquest.
They announced that? What the hell are they thinking? Why would they announce that?
I will find the exact quote.
Dude, where'd you see this at? Was it on Reddit?
I watched one of my news videos, but they didn't cite the source. But it's the no, so obviously.
Oh yeah. We love to know. I know. Pick us up. No.
I'm gonna find the
please
exact
tell me you're
quote.
lying. Please tell me you're lying. Oh no. Here we go. We'll have. Let me see. Do maybe type in the no?
I don't. Yeah. Let me just find the video. We'll do it later.
Yeah. But
if it isn't actually true, I'll put it in the video right now. But yeah, moment of silence for the best game mode in Battlefront. All right. So anyway, so my topic now, which relates to this totally. I'm glad you brought this topic. 'Cause I didn't know you were bringing this topic. Is the cash grab, and maybe it's not always a cash grab, but the cash grab as is described for nostalgia these days. And so in one way, you got Call of Duty going with World War II, which could be considered a cash grab because that's when they made their money. Was really World War II is the one that put Call of Duty on the map and separated it from Medal of Honor. But in the same way, you have we had this year Nintendo came out with the NES Classic, which they swiftly discontinued, and now there's rumors that they're coming out with the Super Nintendo, the Super NES Classic. Yeah. Nice. So
okay.
So that's the thing. And so what's with this? I mean, you have the Banjo-Kazooie creators making ukulele, which I get it. You want to make a game, but it's did it have to be the exact same game, from gameplay and everything? I want to have a discussion kind of about does nostalgia have to be so influential that we have this many things happening at the same? If it was every year, one company, one major company, obviously there's a lot of companies, so at some point they're going to converge. But Nintendo is at the same level as the people who make Call of Duty. And the guys who make Banjo-Kazooie are at this, the top of, game developer tier. So, the fact that, all these companies at the same year are releasing products that are target on nostalgia isn't as great as it was, every year one company did something, or, two major companies did something. And it shows a very weird trend. Again, Call of Duty throwing out Modern Warfare Remastered and using that to push the product, which means, it's in some ways it isn't a cash grab, but in other ways it is because they're trying to force you to pay more money. They made way more, by making it so you had to buy, what, I think it was $80 for the deluxe edition, $70?
Yeah.
They got $70 or $80 instead of, knowing if they put out both games for $60, someone would just buy only, most people would just buy a bit,
well,
Warfare.
I think what I've noticed as well, and obviously we're both, media students, so we watch out for this stuff. I think what it comes down to, and I've been thinking about it a lot, is it comes down to it is expensive to make it. Because I think where you don't see this happening is in TV. I think there is a crap ton of new TV all of the time, and never do I sit down and say I miss an old TV show. And
well, I do.
Yes, obviously there's, but I think a game is hundreds of millions of dollars. Movies are hundreds of millions of dollars.
Well, movies are one thing because there's so many pieces in a movie, and it's constructed in reality that it's you go with IPs. But even with movies, when they reboot something, it isn't they just take like Power Rangers is recycled material, but they created a new thing. Whereas in the gaming industry, we keep having just carbon copies.
No, I agree. I mean, that is, and I think it's as well. Cause
making Halo 4, 5, and now 6 is going to come out.
Well, the issue is
fine. You still made story and assets from the ground up.
They're too
I'm okay with that.
They're too expensive. It's think about how much work goes into a Halo game. Versus let's say an indie title. An indie title has not nearly as much work and funding as a Halo game. But when a Halo
because
game,
they know it'll sell.
Yeah, but when a Halo game that's the issue as well. So if I'm Microsoft and Bungie, I'm sitting there, I'm going, not Bungie, sorry, excuse me. And 343, yeah, 343. If you're sitting there, you're going, Microsoft is looking at you. They go, okay, here is like $400 million, make a game, and not even that. They're telling you to make Halo because as much as Microsoft or maybe any other publisher wants to make new games, like it's a lot of money I'm giving. Like if I was like Mike, like
but sequels are fine.
I was like Mike, here's $1,000, make me a video.
Right, I'm totally okay with sequels. That's not where I'm going here. Like the ukulele one is an example because it's the fact that they don't like if they worked for the company or they had the rights still, on, like, and they can make Banjo-Kazooie 3. That's Banjo-Kazooie 3.
Okay, so
but the fact that they can't just move on from this game and make something new, that makes it essentially a carbon copy.
Okay, so
the NES, you're just taking the same games and making a carbon copy.
Okay, so you're speaking of like how like instead of like Modern Warfare, they're sort of go, we could make another Call of Duty game, we're just gonna give you Modern Warfare, like,
right?
Or we're
gonna stop. Like we're not gonna be developing. Like,
okay, and even like Gears of War 1 remastered, like stuff like that, where there's
but they're still making Gears of War, so like that's fine. Like so if you need to supplement the income,
okay,
that's one thing. But it's across the industry also. Like sure, there isn't a company that's just going all in on remaking stuff, but it's happening across the industry. And my biggest fear here now is the fact that like in 10 years. There won't even be things to like. Microsoft is already so distanced from first-party games, and hopefully that's going to change with Scorpio. PlayStation 4, they have a lot of first-party content, but a lot of it is like serialized stuff.
I think
like Nathan Drake, and so like in 10 years, like there won't even be things to remake because you just spent the last 10 years making remakes.
I think what it is I think you have these big publishing companies like Activision, EA. Like all these big companies that look, I just think they stifle the creativity of the people. I think these.
And I agree. I know there's people out there that want to make stuff.
That's what I think this coming from is we're seeing a lot more nostalgia, and not because I think that maybe perhaps it's culture, but I think as well companies are sitting there and they have so much money that they're sitting there going, I don't even want to make new stuff. How much old stuff do we have? Like why would I invest $400 million into a new game when I can invest? I'll hire an indie company who doesn't get any business,
right?
And I'll have them remaster Call of Duty 2, and then I'll just give it out for $60. Like
my biggest problem with that though also is like these people own companies, so I'm assuming they're smart. Like these people have to see that this isn't sustainable. Well, especially because they're not making properties right now. For the next year, it's like let's go like 20 years in the future. It's like the SNES Classic isn't aimed at 13-year-olds.
No,
it's aimed at 30 to 40-year-olds.
Yes,
like it's aimed at that generation. So now and like when you remake like games like Banjo-Kazooie with ukulele, sure you can sell it to younger kids, but the real audience is the people who play Banjo-Kazooie. So now you take that, and now we're in this generation where we're focused on doing that.
Yeah.
Let's move forward 20 years so that now the current 13-year-olds are 30 to 40-year-olds.
Yeah.
What do you have to remaster for them?
Well, you're going to remaster whatever is coming out now.
But that's what I'm saying. There isn't much coming out now.
There's not much coming out.
There's just sequels, and you can't just keep mastering sequels. And then on top of that, I think it's going to come so out of touch with making original IPs that they're like, how do we do this again? Like that's what you see with Microsoft. They don't know how to make original IPs because they've been so all in on Gears of War and Halo.
This is stuff. I think this is a very interesting talk because we haven't seen the results yet. You know what I mean? Like we're almost in the middle of it.
The topic is all theoretical, obviously.
Yeah, I think it's really
but
tough.
But it's a concerning trend, I think.
Yeah, because I think you are right, but I think I don't know what it is. Maybe I think it's our generation who grew up on the original Call of Duty, yada yada yada. I think what's happening is we are growing up. I think so. People who were teenagers, like some people who were 20 when we were being born, they are now having children of their own. And I think what a lot of these, and remember, I think we're the first like really big gaming generation.
We grew up during like the gaming boom.
And that's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying is all the people who grew up during the gaming boom are now having their kids, and the gaming industry is probably sitting there going, well, what do you do when you're a parent? You show your kid stuff. You show your child. But what's happening is the issue with technology is like I can show you a work of art from 14th century, and you go, whoa, like that's crazy. Picasso painting, like Picasso's not 14th century, obviously. Picasso is the 20th century, but whatever. This Da Vinci painting, you go, whoa, crap, like that's so cool. Like the painting, it always looks good. And whereas I go, oh son, let me show you Super Mario Brothers on the NES, and you go, oh yeah, okay.
Why are there triangles?
Yeah, okay, Dad. And like, you probably don't have the dad doesn't. Did you keep your NES?
Well, you can just get it. You can just port it.
Well, now you can, or you can just go
buy
buy
an
one,
SNES,
or you can buy one. And the issue is as well is so now the parents are like, ooh, let me show my kids this NES, and the issue is as well, like I show my cousins my Game Boy, and they are like, what the hell is this?
Yeah,
I'm like, this is a Battlefield.
They just like they unplug your wall charger for your Game Boy and plug in their iPhone charger, and then it's a meme from whatever the show that oh shit, oh god,
Teen Titans Go.
No, it's a sitcom. Oh god,
Dog with a Blog.
No. No, it's old. But the meme is like, the future is now, old man.
Oh,
like it's like that meme.
But the issue is as well is do you have the little tangent? Do you have this where like you plug in this old game you haven't played in like years, and you imagine it like looking like a current generation game, like, oh my god, the graphics are so good in this game. Like I remember it looking beautiful. Like you turn it on, you're like,
it's always that.
Like, oh my god, this game looks
memory's
so
altered. No one's memory.
I remember playing this old Lord of the Rings game I had. And I was like, I remember this game looking so good. I loved it. And I turned it on, like they're pixels. I'm like, this
was
game,
it the one where it's like 3-player, like
Return of the King?
Yeah.
I remember.
I know the game you're talking about.
I remember that game looking beautiful. And
it was for the time.
Yeah, and I remember turning it on like a year ago. I was like, this game looks like shit.
And that's the thing. So I heard about the SNES. I'm like, oh man, like what kind of games come out? And I'm like, Donkey Kong Racing. I'm like, that game was great. And then I'm like, but that game probably looks like shit now. And I'm remembering
it does. I played Mario Kart Double Dash. I remember that game looking like current Mario Kart.
That game actually still holds up pretty well.
It does, but I remember it looking like original Mario Kart.
because it stylistically didn't change. Yeah. That's why.
And I turned it on. I remember I turned it on. I'm like, what? Like
that's like Call of Duty too. Like stylistically, they're always the same.
Did you know? Like, did you remember the original Smash Brothers having like 8 characters and that's it?
I didn't play that Smash Brothers.
I
started with Melee.
I remember playing the original Smash. I thought there was 100 characters in that game. I turned it on like in my apartment with my friends. There's like 8 characters.
Okay, because Melee's roster was so huge.
Yeah.
You just I thought Melee was the first one. I just thought like, oh, there must already be a game called Super Smash Brothers. And so now they had a couple of Melee.
And this conversation we're having, like, we're looking like, whoa, like, oh my gosh, like all these games. Like that's what's happening now because we're older now and we have all this new stuff. And so what people are doing is, because again, like let's think about the NES. The NES came out in the 90s? Like,
yeah.
What I mean? Like it's not old by any means, but
it's 20 years.
Yeah, but
that's a lot. That's a lot when you have to always remember, old in technology is different from old in.
Well, that's what I was getting to. So think about that's what we're thinking about in our industry is 20 years is ancient. Whereas like if you wrote a book or a movie, like any movie from the 80s is fine. Like I show something like Star Wars in the 70s. I still watch Star Wars.
Yeah.
Like you can't even tell really. And that's the difference is with technology like the NES. Is if I were to give someone in the 90s an Xbox One and like plug it in, like they would probably poop their pants.
The future is now, young old man.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, so now we're at this point where we've had this huge shift where everything is awesome now, and then everything is so awesome that sometimes we sit there and we go, man, I remember like the easy stuff. Like I remember my Fire Emblem on the Game Boy, and then Nintendo goes, Fire Emblem, you say? How about a new Fire Emblem? But it's the old Fire Emblem.
Right, but the concern though is they're getting too distracted by this. They forget that this nostalgia and this empire of cash grabs that is now existing is only because people were making good games and they were giving original ideas a chance, or they were innovating in a really good way. And at some point, if you don't, and like I hate to say this because I think the company has done a lot of fucking up in the last couple of years, but god damn it, Ubisoft is the only company that understands this still. They're the only ones, and sure, they have serialized games like Rainbow Six, but like Tom Clancy games.
Yeah,
they have Watch Dogs is now a series. They have Assassin's Creed. They have Far Cry. But each of those games is an individual new game that keeps coming out.
Look, I shut Ubisoft all the time.
And Watch Dogs is new. Sorry.
I admit, I shut Ubisoft a lot.
Oh, yeah, I do too.
Like, they do a lot of bad things. But I will admit, whenever Ubisoft comes to E3, they never come out with some, like, weird, like, game where it's like, oh, here's Assassin's Creed 12. Like, they do that. But then they go, here's Assassin's Creed 12.
But they're always working, like, For Honor.
Yeah.
Like, For Honor. Like, aside from the microtransaction problems that are plaguing that game.
Shitty servers, but
yeah. Aside from that, but a good original game was made. They're rewarded for it, and it isn't the first time they've done it. They've been doing that. Like that's how you have the Dance Central sensation. Like,
look, it's gonna come down to what it always comes down to, and here's the issue. I think before, when gaming wasn't big, it's kind of like Marvel now. When gaming wasn't big, the industry was smaller.
Yeah.
So you had to have some way of getting people to buy your stuff, because it's small. You had a niche population, and you go, I need this population to buy it. I don't know what it is, but I need them to buy it. And so you're experimenting. You're running around, and you're like, okay, what do I need to do? Like, what do I have to do to get someone to play this game? The issue is now gaming's mainstream, and that's the issue. Is we are now suffering the consequences of our passion becoming mainstream.
Right.
It's like Marvel. Like people look at Marvel now. And I think Marvel now is way different than it was 30 years ago.
Oh, I have to say it's not even a...
Because 30 years ago, it was like, okay, everyone who buys this comic loves this comic. We cannot fuck it up. Like, if we fuck it up, everyone's gone. Like, we lose everything. And then our now it's, who cares? Everyone sees Marvel movies. I could make a Marvel movie I could have Spider-Man sitting on the toilet for an hour, and people will go see it.
No, they won't actually.
Yes,
but I get what you're saying.
The issue is Marvel now can look at their movie and say, okay, we could put a bit more effort into this, but I'm going to make $1 billion off of it.
And that's my next point, though, or my final point. I mean, keep discussing if you want, but my final point, though, is the fact that, so we're in this boom.
Yeah.
You forget, this is the second boom, and you know what this reminds me of a lot now?
What?
The video game crash.
Yeah,
E.T., all that stuff, where everyone's doing cash grabs. They're not reboot cash grabs, but they're just making cash grabs, and it hurts the industry for a very long time.
How many games have you bought this year?
How many games have I bought this year?
How many games have you bought for $60?
Oh, okay. Are we talking about 12 months, or are we talking about 2017?
I would say in 12 months. In the last 12 months.
In 12 months, I bought Overwatch. I bought Halo wouldn't have been 12 months. I purchased Shadow of Mordor because it was
Recently?
on sale.
Oh, a year ago.
It was on sale a year ago.
Good.
I bought GTA 5. I rebought on PC because I got my gaming PC.
My point is, we're at 3 games, and we have to think about it. We have to think about it.
Well, that's also, but we're also in college.
Yeah, but
so that's also another whole thing.
But besides that, like, I think if you ask anyone what games are you buying, they go, "Oh, I have like 2 games that I play."
No, because when I was 13, I'd have at least 6 games.
Well, even my 13-year-olds don't have that. My cousins do not buy games on the daily. Like they are on Xbox every day, and they play Rainbow Six and Battlefront. Like they play like 3 games. When I was 13, I would go to the store and just buy games. Like I didn't know what it was. I just went.
I didn't just go to the store and buy games, but like I would get like 6 games between my birthday and Christmas.
Well, yeah, but I would walk out and say, "Where's the used aisle?"
And then I would buy like 3 of my
$5 used, $5. I just go, bing, ding, 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 ding. Let's go grab it. Go get a $20 bill. And that's the issue, because if you went to GameStop 10 years ago, there was a bajillion different games. Like it was like you could not play the same game twice. I was like, ooh, this one and this one. What's this? I'll look at the back and I'll buy it. Just because that's what it was. It was like a bookstore. But now it's, you don't know what to buy, because A, games are not the quality they used to be. Like, people are putting out shitty products. B, they're putting out Assassin's Creed 12, and you're like, okay, I'm not gonna buy it anymore. And then when a new game does come out that's like exciting and new, like Titanfall 2. Why would you release Titanfall 2 right next to Battlefield? Why would you do that?
Right, yeah, that's what I'm saying, right? Like the original ideas are coming out shitty because the publishers aren't giving them a chance, and this is why I'm afraid that it's like, from what I again didn't experience it, but I've watched a lot of videos, I've read a lot on the video game market crash. And it has a lot of the same signs.
Like that's what, because it's going to come down to as much as not random people, but like, so there's the people who are passionate, and if the people who are passionate are losing interest, because I think even Let's Players and podcasters, if you're listening to a lot of these streams, even they're almost kind of like they're talking about it too. Everyone's talking about it. Like people already see it. People who are in the industry see it. They're like, we're releasing, like the Switch is a cool console, it's innovative, and that's why people are buying it. And so hopefully people look at that and go, okay, like this is a difference. And even the Zelda game, it's a Zelda game, but it's so different.
Right,
it's so innovative, and people are buying it.
And that's what I was saying earlier. That's okay. Sure, it's Zelda. that's an IP, but you're still putting work into it. You are like you are saying we already get to sketch by having our character and having our world. But you know what? We're gonna take that extra time that we have from not having to do that conceptual design. We're gonna put that into the story. We're gonna put that into the gameplay. We're gonna put that into the art assets.
That's like it's so if you do that, so this is it. People can look at the Switch. People can look at Zelda, and they can go, we can do that. We could do what they're doing. We could be innovative. We can make good products and make a crap ton of money. Or they can look at it and go, we can just do what we've been doing and make a crap ton of money. But not notice in the sense that people like us, like if we're getting jaded, if we're losing interest in in buying games, like we play Overwatch. That's what I play. That is it. I play Overwatch. It's the only game I play because I like it. I enjoy playing it. And I don't want to buy other games. I also don't have money. But
I think it's also Overwatch an exception because it's like Dota, where like playing Overwatch means you commit 10 minutes, and when you're like in college, like sometimes you only have like a 30-minute period to play games for the day,
yeah, but I mean,
and so that like helps time.
Like my excitement just isn't like even the new Shadow of Mordor game. I love Shadow of Mordor, and I'm excited for Shadow of War, but I'm like like it's gonna be $60.
I'm actually gonna buy this game.
Yeah, am I gonna buy it? Like I shouldn't have to. Like I should not look at the gaming. Like even Ghost Recon Wildlands, I looked at it for a while. I'm like this game's gonna suck.
It was on sale for $35 this week.
Yeah, I'm like this game's gonna suck. Like just because I am jaded. Because like Destiny, The Division, all of these games where people are coming out and they're like, it's gonna be the best, and then they're like, okay, you just go, why am I buying games anymore? Like, Battlefront, a game that I love, we all loved, gets rebooted, we're all pooping ourselves, we're like, oh my god, I've waited like 10 years for this game, and like my little cousin's like, I love Battlefront. I'm like, don't even act like you know, Owen. Don't even act like you know. Like,
wow, you finally called him out by his name.
Yeah, like you don't even know, Owen. Like you didn't even grow up on this.
Wow.
And like you're saying, and that's the thing. But then it comes out, and you're like, because it sucked. And like that's the issue is if we're getting jaded, the people who love the industry, the people who want to work in it, if they're getting jaded, it's only a matter of time before the people who aren't in the industry are going to get jaded, and people have to realize that.
And my biggest hope right now, right? So like the biggest example right now of that, like we said, is Zelda Breath of the Wild. Like this is what you should be doing, especially if you want to reuse an IP. But like you need to take chance. You're not taking chances, but you need to invest in unique experiences or unique ideas. But the problem is, most of the industry is going to be the Deadpool effect, where they're going to look at this thing that was successful and they're going to get the wrong thing from it. Like with Deadpool, people didn't understand that it's like, do what you want, have fun with it. And if you want, and when you have an idea, go all in an idea. Instead they took away one, make it rated R.
Yeah.
Like that was the wrong thing to take away. You look at Zelda and they're going to be like, and the actual thing is like, take the time into it with the gameplay. Take all, like, if you're going to like use the IP, if you're going to use an IP that exists, then take all the extra time and put it into the other parts of development. And instead they're going to look at it and be like, people just still like Zelda. Just go in on IP still.
And you can look at it in the sense of like games like Fallout, where I sunk hours into Fallout 3, and my friend has sunk hours into. My friend did hundreds of hours. I didn't do hundreds. My friend did hundreds of hours into Fallout, and right now he's been playing Zelda, I think, every day on the Switch. He loves it, and I go, when is the last time I looked at a game and I got lost in playing it for like hours, like because that was a daily thing. I would sit down and be like BioShock 1, my favorite game. I will sit down and play that game from beginning to end, unless someone stops me. Like,
right.
I love it. It's the best. And that's my thing is, do I have that now? Like I woke up this morning, I turned on my Xbox, I looked at my games that I had. I was kind of like,
I mean, if I have free stuff, I'll play Overwatch all day.
Yeah, I mean, I like Overwatch, but I'm like, I just don't have a game, or there's no game that jumps out at me.
Right.
Like,
No,
I've been playing Dark Souls 3, which I've really kind of fallen in love with because it's just a game that challenges me. I like the universe. I like playing it. But that's what I'm saying is, I think the perfect thing is the Deadpool effect. I think a great way of wording it is, if you look at Deadpool and you see a rated R movie, then you're looking at it wrong, because Deadpool is an experiment. It was a work of love. They put effort into it. And I watched Logan like a week ago. I wasn't very blown away by it. Like I thought it was good.
I haven't seen it. I heard, but I'm not an X-Men guy, so I don't really plan on seeing it.
It was very clearly. Me and my friend were talking about it. Like, what was wrong with Logan was the violence. Like we didn't like the violence, not in the sense like it was too gratuitous or too much. It just said that I was like, this movie is better without it. Like you could have made a very good drama about Wolverine with no fighting. And it would have been fascinating, dealing with Professor X with Alzheimer's and dementia, like dealing with this whole world. Like so many of the best scenes in that movie were just sitting down eating dinner or just talking in the car. But what they focused on was like this big fight at the end, or these gratuitously violent scenes that didn't move the story along. And you're kind of sitting there going, I understand that you want to be violent. I understand that this is like a grittier X-Men movie. But if you had made this story about Wolverine, like dealing with, dealing with a world without mutants, that's a good story. And that's the issue, is there is this great story that is hidden under this because they're like, we gotta make it rated R. And that's the issue.
There were rewrites. The second Deadpool did well. That's exactly what happened.
That's what I'm saying is,
and the director even said, literally the director coined the term Deadpool effect, because he said people are going to look at this film, or not people, but producers and people in Hollywood are going to look at this film, and this is what they're going to take away from it, and not what we've been saying.
Here's a perfect example of that, and it eats up, because it could have been one of the best movies ever.
And it's from the same company, too. Like, you think at least the company that made Deadpool would understand why Deadpool did well.
The movie 10 Cloverfield Lane, which came out last year, is probably the best movie that came out of last year. Fantastic movie. Also,
not actually a Cloverfield movie.
Yeah,
it was an indie film.
Yes, I was about to get into that.
Yep.
It's J.J. Abrams looked at it. I think he bought it, or his production company bought it. And
do you want me to tell you exactly what happened? Because it's a Temple alum that made it, and my teacher taught it.
No way.
So Temple alum made it. Our teacher was like his favorite teacher, so he got me and told him all about what happened. So he told us. So Temple alum made it and went into film festival circuits. J.J. Abrams saw on the film festival circuit and said, I really like this. I forget who it is. I don't know if it was his company had a slot, or some company in theatrical distribution had a slot that needed to be filled. And he's like, I want to take this to market. I think this will be really good. So they partnered and they brought it to whoever was in charge or whoever had the slot. And they're like, all right, well, for marketing purposes though, we don't know how to market this. And Cloverfield came out during one of the bomb times of movies, in the fall. So we need you to market this. So how about this? If you make slight changes, you reshoot some of these scenes just to make it a Cloverfield movie, even though the movie really has nothing to do with Cloverfield if you watch it. There's the monster, but it's not an actual, you can tell, when you're watching it, if you don't know about the story, you'd be like, why is this a Cloverfield movie? If you watch it with Cloverfield, this is why. They're just like, we need to attach the Cloverfield name so we can market this. If you can do that, we'll put it out. Yeah, and that's exactly what it was.
And that's my thing is, watching that movie, I remember, spoiler, quick, it's a year old. Okay.
Yeah, go for it.
Spoiler alert. Beep, boop,
I'll put up a thing when it's gone. You can unmute the video.
Okay, so at the end of the movie, when she is on top of the car and she's you're in this cellar,
so good.
You don't know what's going on. You're like, what's outside? Is it aliens? Is it what? All this stuff. And she stands up on the car and is looking away, and you see this UFO in the background. Credits. That should have been it. That should have been the entire movie. There should be no fighting. There should be no even the aliens was a bit much.
I don't know if that was in there to be. I assume it wasn't. I assume that was probably the ending.
In the original script, I think it was a nuclear war had happened. She finds out there was everything was.
I think the original conceptually, I think it was just that she goes out there, and I'm getting this information secondhand from my teacher, not from the director. But I think conceptually, before it was on paper, the original idea was, she gets outside, you don't see what she sees, you just see her reaction, and then it cuts.
That's what I'm saying. And even with the UFO in the back, I was like, ooh, aliens. I was like, what is this movie? Are they aliens? What the hell is out there? And that's the whole thing, is finding out what's out there. If she gets on top of the car and is just looking out in the distance, and this UFO comes in the background, I remember sitting there going, oh my God, this is the end. This is how it ends.
Yeah.
This would be the best ending ever. It's the best movie. I was freaking out. I'm like, this would be the best movie I've ever seen. And then she turns around, looks at it, then fights the alien, blows it up, and this whole big thing. And on the mailbox it says Cloverfield Lane. I go, screw you, movie.
Yeah,
screw you.
I was in the theater. Watching this film, and I'm kind of it's coming out. I'm like, they have the music playing. I'm like, this is the end. This is nothing. I'm like,
and then it keeps going.
And I'm like this for a while, and then it hits the scene. And I'm like, ah! I'm ready to just shout when the credits and be like, yes! But then, and then it just keeps going. I'm like, what?
Yeah. She somehow fights her way through, the fucking, alien. She does all this stuff. And then, again, it was you, again, it's that you lost faith in your product. You made it so far. You did so much. And you're like, okay, we have this great movie. And right at the moment of commitment, right when the ring was on, where you proposed to your girlfriend, you took it away. You said, no, I'm not committed to this project. And that's the issue, is movies, and you're seeing the nostalgia, you're seeing that in movies, not really as much TV, but movies and gaming, is people don't make this commitment. They don't make this commitment to. You don't make this commitment to your product as a whole. And I think that's what we're getting at with this nostalgia stuff here. Is it's not so much the nostalgia, just people trying to just sell stuff we already like. It's almost they no longer trust they don't trust themselves. Like the seller thing. Like he said, how do we market this? How do we market this movie about being stuck in a cellar and the scary thing is going on and there's a scary reveal at the end? How do we market it? And that's there should be no discussion of how do we make this marketable? What do we have to change to make it marketable? It's it should be, this is what we want to do. This is what you have a story that is good, a story that is well written. It's all these things. It was a great movie, great acting, great everything, but they changed the ending to no longer it's impactful. That's like us changing our channel to be okay, we're a gaming channel, but we go, ooh, but what's hot right now? Marvel's hot. And we also have we wear superhero costumes and we do all this weird stuff. Like, it has to be this commitment to who you are, to what you want to be, and then figure out how to market it. And if you can do that, then that's how problems get fixed. That's how we fix things. Is we have to bring back this creativity, bring back this. I think it's not a video game crash. I hope it's not a crash. I think what it comes down to, Mike, is we have to, be consumers. We have to spend our money on the way we want to spend it. We cannot.
Well, yeah, but that's the thing. The crash comes from when there's no options.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm afraid of, is there's going to be nowhere to put the money, so there is no money,
yes.
So there is a crash.
I think you have to we have to do that now. We have to get our...
Yeah, I'm really glad you brought up Cloverfield, because I wasn't even thinking about that, and that's another great example.
Yeah, it's just, you have to, we must spend our money in a way, because I think right now we're at a time period where I think before it all came down to who had the best products. But nowadays people aren't swayed by that anymore. It's like, yes, I want to buy the best.
I mean, there's also another discussion to be had there about the cornering of the market, where only some people can get their products.
But I think right now it's people are doing good marketing, not even good marketing. They're just kind of like, I think they're not tricking people. It's very weird. I think it's very weird to describe, because I think it's new, where it's you're not trying to make a product. You're almost trying to make a fad. You're trying to make a trend. You're trying to make the next big thing, and that's the issue. Is
hey Jack?
Yes.
I think we need to make an ending.
I think so as well. I think
we need to cut this off just so we don't go too long.
There's a lot. Yeah, we apologize. We did go on a lot of tangents.
Also, we just got things to do. So
yeah, as well. But just to wrap it all up, Call of Duty is in the nostalgia bit. They are going back in time. They are going back to the roots, but the roots don't have to be the same. You can go back to these things that worked, but don't be afraid to be creative and to experiment and to hopefully create a new experience out of this old one. And the same can go with nostalgia bit. The video game industry can focus on things that people like, but you can't just give us stuff we already like. And we as consumers have to react to that. We have to not buy things. We have to, use our wallets. That's what we do. That's capitalism. No. Thank you guys for watching. I'm Jack Barron.
Where can they find us, Jack?
You can find us. You can find us many places. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on Twitter at I'm at the Red Baron.
And I'm at the Mighty Mike.
And you can also follow our Twitter account, which is at
Your E Network.
Your E Network.
All links in the description down below.
Yes, and it's a bit longer one day. Sorry about that, but I hope you enjoy all the content and check out some other videos and our other episodes of the podcast.
Ton of power now.